Morning you guys, it's Karen, and I wanted to talk about an alternative to this, the Bobbi Brown, and it's specifically the Extra Eye Repair Cream. So there is two creams. There's the eye repair cream, I don't know whether it's specifically called that, but there's the eye cream, and then there's the Extra Eye Cream, which is this one. And I noticed that I was getting a dry under eye area, perhaps a year or two ago, I'm not 100% sure when, but I got these little sachets from somewhere that were the Bobbi Brown Extra Eye Cream, and so I tried them and I thought, wow, they're amazing. They're really, really rich and thick and really moisturising. And I checked out the price, and this is uber expensive. Hot, which although it looks quite big, it's mostly glass because there's only a small well inside it. This is 15ml, which isn't much at all. It is £44, so it's very, very expensive. That said, it does last a long, long time. I think this is only the second pot I've had, like I said, over a couple of years. And you can see I'm nearly out of it. But I wanted to find something that was an alternative for it, partly because it was in jar packaging, which isn't the most hygienic, especially using it around the eye area, but mostly because it's got perfume in it. And so as wonderful as it is, it's got perfume in it, which is just the last thing you want to be putting around your eye area. And also I've got problems with watery eyes. In fact, this left eye is watering like crazy this morning. And so I really want to avoid perfume, but I want something that is very, very rich to use under my eyes, but not to use on the rest of my face. So I went about looking at the ingredients, excuse me, piece of hair in my face, really closely to see if I could find something else that was a dupe, is what I was looking for. And with dupes, I normally just come across them. In fact, I always just come across them. Very rarely have I gone looking for a dupe, unless I've seen somebody asking, does anybody know a dupe for this? And I find that a bit of a challenge. And with this, I thought it's talked about so often on YouTube. And I know that a lot of people would have a problem with their under eye, so I'm sure that people would appreciate an alternative. So having a look at the ingredients, there are a lot of ingredients in the Bobbi Brown one, but the kind of key ingredients, let me get it to where I've got the ingredients up. There it is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About 15 lines of ingredients with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each line. So we're talking about 70 ingredients, which in itself is just a huge amount of ingredients to put into an eye cream. And like I said, a lot of those are irritating fragrances. But the key ingredients, the top ingredients, the first ingredient is water. The second is petrolatum, so mineral oil, which a lot of people don't like to use anyway. I've just done a video on mineral oil, although bizarrely on the video that I did, I realised I missed out a whole segment that I'd recorded. Random side note there. Then there's dimethicone, then there is shea butter. So shea butter is the #1 most useful ingredient in this, I think. And then after that is glycerin, which is number 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. So glycerin, shea butter, and mineral oil are what make up most of the moisturising ingredients of this. So I thought, let me see if I can find something else that has glycerin and shea butter. If it has mineral oil in it, that's fine with me, but I wanted it specifically to have the mixture of glycerin and shea butter in it. If it's not in a jar, great, but I want it to not have perfume in it. That's the big thing for me. I managed to find two things for us. I spent a long time in Boots, standing there with my glasses on, looking at all the ingredients of the pots, because not a lot of things have their ingredients online. You have to stand in there and look at the ingredients, and I can never read them without my glasses. So I did a lot of research, and I looked at hand lotions and foot lotions and body balms, and I looked in every section of Boots and Superdrug, and I looked online as well for the key ingredients to find if I could find anything else with a mixture. And like I said, I've come up with two things. The first one is this. It is the Nivea Rich Regenerating Night Cream. And this is something that I would use in the day if I wanted to use an eye cream underneath my makeup. It is in a jar, so that's, I guess, a downside to it, but it's got that same kind of consistency as the Bobbi Brown Extra Eye Cream in that it's thick. It's not quite as thick. I would say, you know, this is a 9 out of 10, this is an 8 out of 10 on the thickness scale, but it's still very, very rich, and it's called Rich Regenerating Night Cream. It's got that typical Nivea smell. This one does have perfume in it, but it is very low on the list, and it's only, I don't know, like it's a very small amount of what's in it. Like I said, ideally it would have no perfume in it, but I didn't find anything. No, I did find one thing that I'm going to tell you about in a moment, but I didn't find anything else without any perfume in it. But it's got a lot less perfume than this, a lot less fragrance, and a lot less of the irritating fragrances in it. And this one is £4 something. Let me see exactly how much. It is £4.19 at the moment. So it's the Nivea Rich Regenerating Night Cream. So you need to remember to get the Rich Regenerating Night Cream. Now, interestingly, I've lost the box, but I looked at the box in the store. I looked at it again when I came home, and I just tried to pull up the ingredients, and looking on the Nivea website, the ingredients listed, I believe that they've got it wrong. I am going to drop them an email and say, I think you've listed the ingredients for something else, because they're talking about cocoa glycerized, beeswax. It's nothing like the ingredients that are on the box of this. And also, if you look at, now where did I find it? Somebody has done a blog post on it, and they've taken a picture of the box with the ingredients as I remember them, which is glycerin and shea butter. So I believe this to be the best alternative if you're using it under makeup. But I found one other thing that has great ingredients, but that is not as good to use underneath your makeup. But this one is a great alternative. This next one is called Mom Balm, and it is actually nipple care. It's called Herbal Nipple Care for Breastfeeding Mothers, because I was looking in the baby section thinking that that would be a great place to look to get something without perfume. You'd be surprised. So it comes in a little tube like this. You get in here 30ml, and this one is £8.99, so a little bit more expensive. And there are some pluses and minuses against this and this, if you see what I mean. So the Nivea one is more like the Bobbi Brown one, but it has perfume in it. This one doesn't have any perfume in it at all. But what it does have in it is shea butter. Let me see where it is on there. It is number 2 on the ingredient list. So this has sunflower oil is the first ingredient, which I'm delighted to use sunflower oil. Don't have any problem with that. The second ingredient is shea butter. This doesn't have glycerin in it, but the fact that it's got sunflower oil means to me that it's moisturising enough, and the mix of that with shea butter will do the job. It's got beeswax in it, and then there's a couple of other ingredients which are nothing to worry about, but it's got minimal ingredients. It's a very, very crude, natural, good product, I think. So I think that ingredients wise this is better. Package wise it's better because it's in a tube. But the downside is it's not the same kind of feel as the Bobbi Brown cream, though I believe it will do the same thing. The other downside to this is it's not something I would use underneath makeup. I would use this at night because of that sunflower oil. It's more, there's not really a scent to it, a very, very light scent, but it's more like a Vaseline. It feels more like a Vaseline, though this one doesn't have any mineral oil in it. No added fragrance, lanolin free, contains natural plant oils, with the sunflower oil. No, there's no mineral oil in this one. So no mineral oil in this one. No mineral oil in this one. There is mineral oil in this one, if that bothers you. Fragrance in both of these, but not in this. But this is more like the Bobbi Brown one. So if you're looking more for a dupe, this one. But if you're looking for one with better ingredients and you only want to use it at night, I would use this. So I've been using both of them. Like I said, I've been using this in the daytime, and it doesn't disturb my makeup at all. You could use this all over. You could use it as a night cream, actually. I do quite like it as a night cream as well. And I've been using this one at night, and it just goes on perfectly and really feels like it's doing something. It doesn't absorb very well. You can see that it's not, it's a little bit more greasy because it's got that oil in it, but it's not terrible once you've rubbed it in. It doesn't get in your eyes or irritate your eyes or anything like that because there's no fragrance. I'm sure you guys know about the Dr. Lip Nipple Balm, that there is actually a lip balm which came from the nipple balm. So they're very, very similar ingredients, which is why that came about and why I knew that it was okay to use this, you know. And I know this is a bit of an unusual sort of dupe or alternative video, isn't it? I'm not sure if I'm going to do Bobbi Brown dupe with a question mark or Bobbi Brown alternative. I think alternative because this one, it's a dupe, but it's probably a sort of 80 to 90% dupe, you know. So yeah, a bit unusual, but hopefully this will be useful to those of you that have been watching, you know, videos and whatnot, wanting to try the Bobbi Brown cream. Now there's something within your reach. I don't know whether you can get this Multi-Man brand in America. I know that you can get the Nivea though, so you should be able to get that. I've never heard of this before. I just saw it in the baby section, and then this was in the normal skincare section. So that's everything. On my face I've got this Soap and Glory one heck of a block foundation, and I've got on a Vis Art palette called something Paris. I can't remember the full name of it. My lipstick is the Maybelline Colour Stay in 615 Taupe, and I've got the MAC blush in Melba. And my earrings are from River Island, my necklace is from River Island, my top is from River Island. I love River Island. So that's everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.